I wish we didn't have to raise the rhetoric. I agree with you to a point that if you say certain things about certain people, of course I do. I'm on the left. I think if you dehumanize people, I'm the one who says migrant attacks because of Trump's rhetoric. So I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say that rhetoric leads to things. Yes, of course it does. I'm not one of these free speech absolutes says, words have no feeling, sticks and... No, words lead to actions, words lead to violence, clearly. So yes, in any scenario where we can dial down any incitement of violence, completely agree. I get very uncomfortable, for example, at now Democratic rallies, people are shouting, lock him up, which I don't agree with.
Right? Well, it's total hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy. Put him... he's on trial. If he's going to be locked up, let a court and a jury do it. I don't think crowd should be shouting that.
In this video, Mehdi Hasan shreds Piers Morgan for his mindless Trump defense. Here you'll see how Piers Morgan tries to act like he's just a neutral observer, but as soon as Trump comes up, he immediately shifts into damage control mode. Whether it's downplaying Trump's authoritarian rhetoric, brushing off concerns about mass deportations, or pushing the tired weaponized justice system narrative. Piers keeps running interference for Trump at every turn, but Mehdi Hasan just won't let any of this slide. He calls out Piers' contradictions, fact-checks him in real time, and exposes how Trump's words and policies aren't just normal politics, they're just straight-up dangerous. So make sure to watch till the end to see how Mehdi Hasan shreds Piers Morgan for his mindless Trump defense.
It's not a helpful contribution.
Do you feel comfortable?
That makes me wince.
He's a convicted criminal because of a one-night stand with a porn star.
That's not why.
Did you feel comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with the trial that Alvin Bragg done. I'm comfortable with the grand jury that indicted him. I'm comfortable with the jury of his peers that convicted him. But
you can't be comfortable.
And I'm actually, what I'm uncomfortable with is that a bunch of his own judges now are protecting him from justice elsewhere. That makes America look like a quote-unquote banana republic. You and I live in the UK. You don't get to go pick your own judge.
I actually thought the way that the
Florida thing was ridiculous.
I thought the way the Democrats weaponized the justice system to go after Trump.
I wish they had. They didn't actually. They spent years dragging their feet. Merrick Garland was the most useless AG.
They made him a convicted criminal over a one-night stand.
They did not make anything. A jury,
18 years before.
A jury of his peers
should never have been put to a jury.
Let me answer your original question about violence, but since we sidetracked, a jury of his peers convicted him. Back to this, on the rhetoric, I wish I didn't have to compare Donald Trump to Hitler. But when he quotes the lines from Mein Kampf, as a journalist...
Come on, Mehdi.
As a journalist, should I not point out?
You shouldn't compare him to Hitler because he's not Hitler.
Okay, so what should I do? So I'm a journalist. Donald Trump says immigrants are poisoning our blood. I go look in history who's the only person who said that, Hitler. Should I not tell my viewers on Piers Morgan Uncensored? Should I go, can't tell them that?
No, you can say he shouldn't use language like that.
Can I say he's quoting Adolf Hitler?
You can't say he's the new Hitler.
I haven't called him the new Hitler.
Right.
I've never called him the new Hitler.
So you accept the people who
but
say
I'm allowed.
that.
But you say I'm allowed to say he's quoting Hitler.
You can, if he uses a direct sentence, which you can chart back to.
It's almost directly the same.
That's absolutely fair enough. But the idea that there is any comparison between Trump and
Hitler, course not. Hitler is Hitler. We know that.
Is appalling.
Hitler is Hitler.
Do you agree it's appalling?
No, but I want to qualify what you're saying. Hitler,
you agree it's appalling?
What is appalling?
To compare him to Hitler.
To compare him to Hitler in what sense, though?
They're calling him the new Hitler.
Yeah, so no, don't call him the new Hitler.
Is that appalling?
Oh my God, I'm not playing the silly game.
Give me a word.
I don't want to put you words.
Give me a condemnatory word.
I think it's not accurate to say he's the new Hitler because Hitler killed 12 million people. Yeah, it's not true.
Not offensive.
But if you let me finish the sentence, I speak to a lot of fascism scholars, people like Ruth Ben-Ghiat, Jason Stanley. A lot of people say that there is an analogy between what Trump is doing in America now and what happened in places like Germany in the 20s and 30s.
So right away, Mehdi Hasan just makes it real clear. Rhetoric leads to real-world consequences. He points out how Trump's words have fueled violence before, just like how anti-immigrant rhetoric has led to hate crimes and attacks. And for a second, Piers actually agrees. But the moment Mehdi criticizes Democrats chanting "lock him up" at rallies, Piers immediately just jumps on it, calls it total hypocrisy, as if that's somehow on the same level as Trump's actual incitement. Piers still tries to grasp for a defense, claiming Trump should have never been put to a jury. Like, really? This guy broke the law, a grand jury indicted him, and a jury of his own peers convicted him. But somehow, it's unfair. Mehdi calls it the double standard. If this were anyone else, would Piers be questioning the legitimacy of the trial? Probably not. Piers is already losing ground, and we're just getting started.
No, right there. But I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion that you don't think it is.
But give me an example.
I'm not having that argument around. I'm trying to make a separate point, which is if fascism scholars are saying we look at history and we make comparisons. They are scholars of fascism, and they're saying, hey, hold on, the rhetoric is very similar. The way they're operating is very similar. That is it. That, first of all, free speech, they should be allowed to say that. You used to be the free speech champion.
I am.
And then you sit there regulating everyone's speech.
I'm not
saying it's appalling.
I'm not regulating. No, I'm asking you.
You literally just told me.
Call
it appalling.
That's not regulating what you're saying. It's asking you, can you bring it in yourself to condemn people who say he's the new Hitler?
I don't know who those people are. J.D. Vance called him the new Hitler, and he's his running mate. So take it up with J.D. Vance.
Condemn him as well.
Call him on your show.
But you condemn anyone on the left who uses it too, right? a
Uses
comparison.
what, though?
Who says he's the new Hitler? Specifically.
Those specific words, the new
Yes.
Hitler, yes.
Okay.
Is he speaking like Hitler? Yes, he is.
Okay.
And that should be condemned. Hold on, do you condemn him speaking like Hitler?
Yes.
Does that not outrage you?
Of course.
He's like your pal. Why don't you tell him to stop it?
Of course.
Have you ever told him to stop quoting Hitler?
Yes, probably. I can't remember the last interview I did was before or after, but if I do again, I will. Yes, of course.
Good. And hosting a Holocaust dinner at Mar-a-Lago.
But yes, Nick Fuentes, absolutely.
Have
I
you told him
condemn
to stop doing that?
I said it on Twitter to him. Don't let white supremacists anywhere near you. Why are you doing that?
No, that's not condemnation. That's a question.
I think
You
it's
should condemn it.
Condemn it. It's disgusting.
It's appalling.
It's appalling.
Good.
There
We're
you
in
are.
agreement.
You're
I
trying to
love when we
regulate my
agree.
speech.
I love when we agree.
You said that
Trump.
You said Trump called for the ethnic cleansing of legal immigrants in
Yes.
the United States. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
What did he say?
He said he wanted to deport illegal immigrants.
No, he didn't actually.
Yes, he did.
Piers, you're wrong.
That's what he said.
Again, anyone can play the tape after this interview. You're wrong. You should do better homework.
Ethnic
when
cleansing is the forced expulsion,
love your team.
usually involving killing of members of a specific religious or ethnic group.
Hold on.
That's what ethnic
I
cleansing
really
is.
like your team. I deal with them a lot when I come in there. But you should talk to whoever did your research because that's wrong. You know what he said? Go watch the clip. It's on tape. He said, we've got to get rid of them from Springfield.
Yeah.
Who are the people in Springfield? Haitians. They're not illegal immigrants.
So it's interesting, Springfield. because
Hold on, no, don't jump around. You just got something
If
wrong.
I'm going to mention I
You
didn't
said
get it
he's-
wrong.
No, you did. We could play the tape back. He said illegal immigrants. That's not true. He said Haitians should be. You got to get rid of them.
You said, Mehdi, let me just go back
No,
to...
you said-
Hang on, let me clarify what you
Please
said.
clarify what you
said.
said.
His policy is calling for the ethnic
It isn't
cleansing.
policy. It's a phrase on Twitter. If you're going to kind
Trump-
of police my tweets, then fine.
Well, you said that Trump has called for the ethnic cleansing
Yes,
of legal immigrants.
the violent, forcible removal of legal immigrants, I think, is a form of ethnic cleansing.
That's not his position.
But
his position is that there should be mass deportation of illegal
Wrong. The
migrants.
clip is online. Everybody, I
You're
don't know what camera
conflating
to look
different
at.
things.
No, you are, because my tweet was over that clip. So anyone can go look, and you guys got it wrong. I looked at a clip of him saying, you got to get rid of them in Springfield.
Different
the people
story.
in Springfield.
Different thing.
But that's what I'm tweeting about, Piers. You don't get to
But that's not
misrepresent
what he's
my tweets.
talking about with the mass deportation.
Yes, he is. He was talking about Springfield.
No,
he said
wasn't.
Springfield.
No, he talked.
Have you watched the clip?
Yes, I've watched many clips.
No,
of all of
but
it.
the clip that my tweet is on.
Then comes the Hitler moment, and Piers completely fumbles. Mehdi points out that Trump is literally quoting Hitler when he says immigrants are poisoning our blood. Instead of acknowledging how insane that is, Piers just gets defensive, acting like making any historical comparison is just out of bounds. Mehdi keeps it simple though. He's not saying Trump is Hitler, but if a leader uses fascist rhetoric, journalists should call it out. Piers, still dodging, says Mehdi shouldn't compare him to Hitler, but Mehdi wasn't even the one making the comparison. Trump did it himself. And when Mehdi asks if Piers has ever told Trump to stop quoting Hitler, Piers just stammers and admits he probably hasn't. That's the whole problem. Piers plays referee but never actually holds Trump accountable. Mehdi exposes that, and Piers just has nothing left but weak excuses.
Well, you're
You're wrong, Piers. I get it. You can back
So you
down and
think
say
he
you're
wants
wrong.
ethnic cleansing of Haitians in Springfield?
What he wants, I don't try and get inside a madman's
You
head.
call that ethnic cleansing?
I'm not. If he tries to violently remove,
he wants to kill them?
Can I finish a sentence? If he wants to violently remove legal immigrants from their homes, yeah, I think that's a form of ethnic cleansing. Yes, based on their ethnicity or identity, 100%.
Do you think it's right in Springfield?
Do you think it's right to call for the deportation
get
of
a
legal
word in?
immigrants? No, you cut me off.
It's actually, it is technically my show.
And you misrepresented my tweet, which you haven't corrected yet. My
Okay.
tweet was in reference to legal immigrants. You said illegal. So you should walk that back.
You
said it to all your viewers. That was wrong.
But you said that he effectively has a policy.
No, I said, no, Piers, don't misrepresent
Is it
me.
a policy or
I
not?
said, in this clip, he's calling for the ethnic cleansing. It's a quote above a clip. It's a quote tweet. You should check your tweets when you put them in your document.
Do you think that's what he's doing, though? Ethnically
Yes,
cleansing?
if he's calling for the deportation of legal immigrants based on their ethnicity, yes.
Do you think
He's
that-
called it a bloody operation. Are you okay with 14 million people being violently removed from their homes?
Are you?
4 million American children
Okay,
losing
let me
their
ask you a
parents?
question.
It's outrageous.
Are you okay with the situation on the southern border with so many illegal people coming in illegally?
No, I'm not.
So presumably you're a legal migrant to America.
Yes, I am.
Right, so everyone has gone through the process like you.
But whether you're
Aren't they
legal or
entitled-
undocumented, you shouldn't be violently removed. And by the way, the southern border situation is a very complicated situation. It's been going on for years. Multiple presidents, multiple parties. There's no easy
But you would
fix.
concede under the Democrats it's been a fiasco.
No. Why
Come
would I
on.
concede that?
Really? The numbers in the last 3.5 years?
And they were really bad under George Bush, if we go back. I mean, it's
Who
a
was the
multi-party.
biggest-
It's a multi. To make this into a party thing is ridiculous. In fact, last time I came on your show, you tried to do a gotcha on me and said Obama was the deporter.
Yeah, he was.
So clearly, Democrats aren't bad. They're on your side. They're deporters.
On that,
You can't have it both ways.
Interesting you
Piers.
raise the Obama thing.
You
because
can't have it both ways, can you?
when Obama deported 3 million
Yeah.
migrants, presumably then was he ethnically cleansing them?
If they were undocumented, that's very different, isn't it? You're legally... Look, again, to go back to our discussion about Israel-Hamas.
So is ethnic cleansing if Trump's doing it?
Now who's cutting me off?
If,
something can be legal...
If Trump's doing it, it's ethnic cleansing.
No.
If Obama's doing it, it's perfectly okay.
I'm well known for speaking a lot. I can say my own words. You don't need to put words in my mouth. I'm saying, what I said earlier about Israel, you can do something that's legal, but I still think it's wrong. So what Obama did was legal, right? He didn't break any laws. He was entitled to deport, but I thought it was wrong, unwise, unhelpful, counterproductive, unfair. That's a different argument. What Trump would be doing is taking people who are here legally and suggesting that they get out. You know, when they go after 14 million people, Piers, you're a very experienced journalist, you've covered many political issues around the world. There's no scenario in which the American bureaucracy goes house to house to look for 14 million people and doesn't end up getting innocent people, green card holders, legal immigrants, just people who look brown or have a Spanish name and getting them as well. You know this. It's going to be a disaster, Piers. So next time you talk to your pals, tell them not to do it.
And wrapping this up, Piers tried to downplay Trump's rhetoric, dodge accountability, and push weak defenses, but Mehdi just wasn't having it with him. Whether it was Trump quoting Hitler, mass deportations, or getting convicted by a jury, Piers just kept making excuses non-stop, and Mehdi just shut them down one by one. Piers wanted to frame this as a balanced debate, but all he really did was expose how biased he is towards Trump. Speaking of bias, are you getting tired of getting news from biased news sources? One outlet says one thing, and another says the complete opposite? How are you supposed to know what's actually true? That's where ground news comes in. It lets you compare how different media outlets, whether it's left, right, or center, are covering the same story. So you can see the full picture instead of just the echo chamber. And here's the best part. Click the link in the description and get a 40% off the Vantage tier, which gives you even deeper insights in media bias and political trends. So stay informed, think for yourself, and check out ground news in the description down below.